Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be preparing some gumbo, and I have all of my ingredients that's set out now. I have a tablespoon of kosher salt, a half a tablespoon of garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, a half a tablespoon of chili powder, half a teaspoon of paprika, a half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, a tablespoon of Cajun seasoning, and as you see, I have my chicken broth. I have my can of diced tomatoes. I have my tomato paste, and I'm using something that I've never used before, smoked sausage made with beef. I have my celery, my onions, I have my flour and my oil, and also I'm gonna add shrimps to it. So I have my cooked shrimps, I have my okras, lima beans, and some corn. And as you can see, I've already started cutting my sausage. So I'll be back. So what I'm gonna do, I'm back, but what I'm gonna do first is cook my sausage. So I'm just adding this to my pan, and I'm gonna let this sausage cook. So I'm just gonna let it brown. Right now I'm gonna let it continue to brown, and I will be back. Okay, while my sausage is continuing to brown, I have my Dutch oven here, and I'm gonna add some oil to it, and I'm gonna add some margarine to it. I think this is probably about four teaspoons. Is it teaspoon or tablespoon? Tablespoon. So basically this is about 2, 3. So I'm gonna let that melt in this, and my sausage is frying, and it's about finished. And then I'm gonna drain it off the oil. So I'm gonna give this maybe about another minute, because most of it is browning. I just need to turn some over. And basically it's almost there, as you can see. So next, I'm gonna let that continue, and my butter is, and I'm using unsalted butter. So I'm making it the way I want to make it. I have had some negative comments about the way that I make my gumbo, but don't you worry about it, because this is for me and my family. And I'm not from New Orleans, I'm from North Carolina. So everybody makes it differently. So please don't come with negative comments, because we don't need that. We don't need to be putting each other down. So again, I'm gonna go back to this. My butter almost melted. And I'm gonna add my flour. And I'm gonna stir this in. And I'm just gonna let it keep cooking. So I'll be back. Okay, now that my roux has browned very much, I'm gonna add my celery. My onions. And I'm going to turn the fire low on it. And I'm going to constantly mix this in. So I'm going to continue to do this until my vegetables are a little tender. Not much, but a little. Okay, now I'm going to add some chicken broth to this. About right now 2 cups. And I'm gonna just mix this in. Mix this in real well. And next, I'm gonna be adding my tomatoes to it. Okay, first I've added some tomato paste to this. And I'm gonna let that dissolve in it. And when I come back, I'm gonna add my tomatoes to it. Okay, I have some diced tomatoes that I'm gonna start adding. And right now, I'm gonna add my seasoning. My garlic powder. My peppers. Black pepper. Excuse me, I'm going ahead of myself. I have some chili powder that I'm going to add. I have some paprika that I'm going to add. I have some cayenne pepper that I'm going to add. And I want this to be a little bit more spicy than I usually make. So I'm going to let this come to a boil. Before I do that, let me add my Cajun seasoning to it also. So I'm just gonna let this get to a boil. And it's smelling good. So good. Alrighty. Is it looking good or what? Okay, now, since I couldn't find no fresh okras, I have some frozen okras that I'm adding. Get in there. Okay. And on top of that, I have some green lima bean that I'm adding. My style of gumbo. And I'm gonna let this cook in with it. Turn the fire back up a little bit. And I'm gonna cover it and let it go for itself. Okay, now I'm gonna add some corn. I'm gonna stir this up in it. Then I'm gonna add my sausage that I cooked earlier. And I'm gonna spoon it in a little bit at a time. Why is she doing it a little bit at a time instead of just pouring it all? Because that's what I want to do. And I always cook a lot. I tell y'all, I have some big eaters in my home. Yes, I have big eaters. So I'm adding the rest of the sausage. And I'm gonna mix this into it. Do that look good or what? Come on, somebody, tell me. Do it look good? Do it look good? All right. Okay, now that I have the sausage in it, I'm gonna add some shrimp. So I'm fixing it my way. So I got a combination of Creole and Cajun. So these shrimps are already deveined. I bought them. They're clean. They're already deveined. I checked them out to make sure they've been washed real good. They're already cooked, so I don't have that hassle. So again, this is a lot. The pot is getting full, y'all. The pot is getting full. I'm just adding a lot of scrimps to it, because I like scrimps. And I'm gonna let this go for itself for a minute, for some minutes. And I'm gonna thicken the sauce on this. Oh, it smells so good. Yeah, it really do. Okay, so I'm gonna let this simmer for a while. Okay, everyone. I omitted to, or forgot to add my bell peppers. So I did add my bell peppers, and I'm just gonna let these cook for a minute, and then I'm gonna add something to make my sauce thicker. So as you can see, I did add my bell peppers. Just gotta get them around in here. Mix them up. Oh, this stuff is smelling good. All right. Okay, I'm back. So my gumbo is cooked. Everything is done. Done. Everything is ready. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put some in a little bowl for myself so I can taste it. Ah, Lord, it looks so good. Smells so good. And what I wanna get me a little bit, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I lied, y'all. Still a little bit. So I'm gonna taste this. Put my top back on the pot. And I'm gonna taste this. And it is hot and it's gonna burn me up. And I know it's nice and spicy. So here we go. Here we go. Let me try a piece of this shrimp. Woo, that thing is steaming. I don't know if I want to put that in my mouth. Ah, that's good. Good and spicy. Look at that. Okay, y'all. It's ready. It's burning my mouth up. So again, I'm going to say bon appetit to you all and be blessed.